Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Monsoon Season. I'm Aisha, and I am an entrepreneur and a teacher, and every time it comes to self-promotion, I still freeze. And so I'm on this investigation and hunt lately of figuring out why are good-hearted people and spiritual people so bad at self-promotion. So we are going to be diving into that today. If you're new here, welcome. This is the coziest corner of the internet where we talk about all things spirituality, entrepreneurship, and the messy in between. If you're new here or you are returning, just in the same vein as what this conversation is about, I'm going to start just being a little bit more direct and practice self promotion here and now. So if you like monsoon season, if you like this episode, please follow the podcast and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the episode. I had this really funny experience happen recently where I went with a friend to go get a tattoo done at a tattoo shop. I was there just for moral support, and we got stuck in traffic, and on the way there, we got into this whole conversation where I realized my best friend had no idea what I did and what my offer was. And so many light bulbs went off in my head because I am constantly putting content out there. I'm constantly in my own world thinking that I'm putting the work out there. But if my own best friend doesn't know what I'm actually doing, then that is a huge flag and an indicator for me to change something because I'm still I'm still invisible and people don't know how to find me, or that I can't help people if people don't know that my offer exists. So why does it feel so wrong and icky to promote ourselves? Whether it is our content, our newsletter, our art, our product, or our service, if you're a good-hearted person, it feels icky because it goes against so many of the morals and values that you stand for. If you're a good-hearted person, you were probably raised by people who are also very good-hearted and of moral character. And something that you were taught was humility is such a huge part of character and integrity. And you're not after status or money. And so promoting yourself is sometimes very much paired with that. In our really loud, noisy world, the people who win and the people who sell and promote are in your heart. Sometimes, like, you have this judgment and assumption that they are doing it for the wrong reasons. So at the end of the day, it's become this story in your minds that people who are bold and out there and loud about what they're doing are doing it for the wrong reasons, and the people who are quiet and just kind of letting people come to them are doing it for the right reasons. But let's keep it real, because what you're doing is just killing your ability to reach the right people who you can serve. Other stories that you attach to people who are really shameless with self promotion are you don't want to be too braggy or pushy or needy. And my biggest thing is the world is so inflamed and there's so much shit happening in the world. So, like, why should people pay attention to you? There's a little bit of shame that comes in that because you're like, I don't want to be saying me, me, me. Look at what I'm doing when people are going through so much and there's so much happening in the world. If you're a spiritual person, this is like a constant struggle that you have to, like, promoting yourself is just tone deaf in the culture that we live in right now. But we have to remember that these are stories that our mind is telling us. Underneath all of these stories is one truth, which is visibility feels dangerous. You're afraid that when you do promote yourself, people will see you. And what if that's not enough? So, this is never promotion and self promotion for creatives and entrepreneurs is never about marketing. It is always a being seen problem. So I really recommend investigating deeper, looking under the hood of that resistance that you're feeling and getting to the heart of it, understanding what that true fear is. Is it about the fear of being seen? Is it the fear of judgment? Is it being afraid that you're too much? Is it cancel culture, which is very common and prevalent in our society? And realizing in my own journey is that the cost of not promoting my offer and not putting myself out there and not sharing my gifts and my art and my creations with the world is actually far greater than I am realizing. It's a pain that is so deep. The cost is just not being able to help and make the impact that I truly want to make. I want to offer a really beautiful spiritual reframe for all of this, which is if you truly believe that your product, your service, your art, your creation will help people, improve people's lives, bring them more joy, and increase the vibration of our humanity, then hiding your gift and under a lack of visibility and not promoting is actually a selfish act. And what we need to do is see promotion as an act of service. So, here are a couple of red flags to clock you if you are someone who is bad at self promotion. The first one is there's a little bit of tea, a little bit of shade, which is you judge others who do it well. Okay, so listen, there are some people who are really obnoxious and annoying and promote a little maybe too much or take up a little too much space, and we're not talking about those people. But the people who are really standing in their offer and unabashedly sharing what they're doing and just open and generous about what they're doing and sharing their creations with the world, you judge them. You maybe have told your best friend or had a conversation where you're like, wow, that person's all really putting themselves out there, like good for them. And it's always this slight tinge of judgment. And I'm not saying it in a negative way, but sometimes we gossip about it because underneath it all, they are triggering something, that wound, that visibility wound within us. And so if you are someone who ever judges people for, wow, like, look at that person who's taking up space or is doing their thing and there's like a slight bit of jealousy, then you probably suck at promotion. You hide behind letting the work speak for you. This is a big one. Sometimes we just think like, let's show, not tell people. And that's where I've been trapped for like over years, just, or more than that, but just doing the work and assuming that people will know what action to take or what I'm about. But people have no idea what your offer actually is. You have to tell people. You can't just let the work speak for itself and have those people connect the dots. The world is too noisy and too distracted to do that. So you have to hold people's hand and promote and tell people where you want them to go and what journey you want them to be on. You over spiritualize staying small. This is a really big one in the spiritual community. We think that promotion is just ego in disguise, that we are moving from a place of unhealed ego. But the truth is, if we are healing and or healed, we are just trying to meet a human need, which is to connect to people, to help make sure our gifts are reaching the right people and making the right proper connections. So over spiritualizing staying small is just not serving anyone, you or the people you want to truly help. This is a big one. You are more comfortable promoting other people. Other in all caps, please, because this is this is such a huge flag that we don't realize. But, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong. That's a beautiful thing when you are promoting and you are the biggest cheerleader for the good people in your circles. But if you catch yourself finding a lot of ease with that and then asking yourself, am I actually doing that for myself? Am I being my own cheerleader? And you're not. There is a lack of resonance, in lack of integrity, I truly believe in that, because it's the same idea of like, we can't love other people if we can't love ourselves. I truly believe we can't truly root for people energetically the way we want if we don't root for ourselves, if we don't bet on ourselves the same way. And so I actually want to just clock that and say that this is like such a big thing. And um, please promote and cheer other people on, but check yourself and make sure that it is a two-way street energetically, that you are doing that for yourself and that you're putting that oxygen mask on yourself before you are promoting people, because you might be just hiding a little bit of your fear of self-promotion through putting your attention and energy always on other people. Another one is nobody knows what you offer. This is very tied to that story I shared about my friend at the tattoo shop. Ask your friends, go up to the people who know you best and ask them straight up, do you know what my offer is? And can you tell me in your own words what you think I do and what you think I help people with? And just see the response. And if you are able to truly articulate your offer clearly, then your audience will be able to say it in their own words and reflect something similar. But if there is a disconnect and a lack of congruence in that messaging, that is like gold. That is such beautiful data and research to help refine your story, help understand where you're at and what people are actually taking and picking up from what you're putting out. And the last red flag that you suck at self promotion is that you mistake discomfort for a moral signal. What I mean by this is that when you are promoting yourself, you don't have that muscle strong yet. So it is uncomfortable as hell. Resistance comes up, and you're a highly sensitive, energetic person, and you're like, wow, this just doesn't feel good. The universe doesn't want me to be doing this, because if they did, then this would feel easeful and this would come easier. But that's not the truth. That is just resistance really trying to sabotage you. The discomfort is part of it, especially in the early stages. For a long time, it takes a long time to get comfortable with something that you are not used to doing. And just like going to the gym or training your body or training your mind for meditation, you are doing the exact same thing. You have to train that muscle of promoting yourself, of being able to speak about your gift and your offer clearly and articulately, without shrinking, without being vague, without generalizing. Just standing in that confidence is a practice. So know that the discomfort is there, and that if it feels weird or icky, it's not a sign from the universe. The universe is not trying to tell you to stop. It's just telling you, like, hey, you're moving through an edge right now, and I see you. That's what it's saying. If I can get anything out of this episode, it is that I just want good hearted people to win. I want good hearted people to find the right clients, the students, the people they want to serve. And in order for us to do that, we have to put ourselves out there. And I hope that this episode was enlightening and impactful. And I would love to give you one little piece of homework, which is go promote one thing today without shrinking. So, whether that's your newsletter or your classes that you're offering, or a discovery call, or your service, your product, whatever it is, your art, whatever it is, just promote one thing and do it with audacity. Do it with the fact that you have your ancestors and your guides and the people who love you truly rooting for you. But most of all, do it because you are rooting for yourself and you believe that you have something to really offer this world that can make impact and raise the vibration. That's why we're doing all this. So remember that good hearted people win too. And I believe in you and I'm rooting for you endlessly. I'll see you next time. Bye.